Many people are reaching elite status that the fancy lounges that you usually get with those packages for elite customers, they're starting to feel like the regular airport waiting areas, and they're getting criticized about it.
Delta Airlines says it's scaling back some of the spending thresholds it announced last month for reaching elite status in its frequent flyer program. Delta still plans to reshape its SkyMiles program to favor big spenders over customers who take the most flights. Many also complained about new restrictions on access to airport lounges.
Yeah, Delta announced the changes in September, saying they were needed to ease overcrowding in the lounges and a surge in elite status customers that was making it harder to score upgrades. I wonder if the other big airlines are going to eventually do the same. You know they are, right? Well, you can thank Snoopy, Spider-Man, and SpongeBob for delaying the inevitable, the congestion pricing thing. They were supposed to put up the infrastructure, the license plate readers, and all of this. But as it turns out, we've got the big Thanksgiving Day parade coming up. So they say, well, we can't really install this equipment because, well, the balloons are so big, they'll only come in there and knock them down or won't be able to get through. Councilmember Gail Brewer says, we'll have to wait until after Thanksgiving. Oh, gee whiz, gosh darn.
It's one of those quirky things, New York, that's comprising and producing, which is making sure the balloons have the opportunity to walk down the Central Park West to Macy's, so that every New Yorker and all the people around the world can enjoy the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Wynn family, I bet you somebody in New Jersey right now is coming up with a scheme to buy a bunch of giant balloons that they could just parade up and down the street just to keep congestion. You know they're thinking about it. Anyway, you know what this means, right? Every year they'll have to remove the infrastructure to make way for the balloons for the Thanksgiving Day parade and then put them right back up after the thing is over. Thus the new term that I came up with, reverse balloon payment. Get it? Reverse, but whatever, y'all. Work with me. So if your name is Ryan, this one's for you. Tomorrow is Riverfest at a spot in Williamsburg. They're throwing a big party for anybody named Ryan.
So there's no cost at all to be part of Rightoberfest at Clinton Hall in Williamsburg this Saturday. But here's a hint. Ryan Reynolds, well, he'd be allowed in.
I got places to be, a face to fix, and bad guys.
So here's the deal. You have to have the name Ryan to be part of the Ryan meetup. 27-year-old Ryan Rose, the organizer, she says it's all ages, and they mean all ages.
We've had baby Ryans before. Actually, at our first event, or second event technically, we had I think it was like a 6-month-old Ryan baby that came, and we have to let the parents in, of course, but
At least 200 Ryans are expected. I guess they probably won't need name tags. Just make sure you have your ID. Glen 1010 wins the 92.3 FM in Brooklyn.
Went news time, 4:18.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world. Turning to the best in the business for websites, go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different how? You sell high-commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss. The 1010 Wins $10,000 giveaway for small business is back. Go to 1010wins.com/challenge to find out more. All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world. 62 and mostly cloudy right now at 420. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. More on that security alert issued to all Americans by the State Department, telling anybody traveling abroad to be extra vigilant in the wake of a potential for violent acts on Americans, all due to the Israeli-Hamas war. In the Gaza Strip, Israeli defense officials telling their soldiers prepare for the ground assault that's been talked about now. This as attention focuses on the 200-plus people, including Americans, held hostage in Gaza. The city rolled out its initial draft of possible rules for outdoor dining. As expected, fully enclosed structures or street sheds probably won't be happening on the streets of New York anytime soon. Trump lawyer and associate Sidney Powell has split, pleading guilty to reduce charges in a deal where she now has to tell everything she knows about her co-defendants, including former President Trump and his racketeering case. And the Billboard Music Awards teaming up with Spotify now to give us a reimagined digital award show. More coming up on 1010 Wins Entertainment. AccuWeather says tonight it'll cloud up overnight with a bit of rain and drizzle, dropping to a low of 58. Wins News Time 4:21. And from your Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center, expanded traffic on this Thursday ride home. Here is Greg Wright.
Well, you got some new trouble in Queens, eastbound on the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway, getting up to Broadway. Center lane is out with an accident. There is a box truck involved. There is a car involved. And it does look like these people are very happy that they were involved in a crash, as we see it on the jam cam. They may have the right lane out as they walk around and settle this thing. So on the eastbound BQE, at best you've got two, but more likely one left lane open, getting up to Broadway, and that's making a bad ride worse. Eastbound BQE through Brooklyn and Queens, you just don't move from the Prospect all the way up to Queens and Broadway, where the crash is. Westbound BQE still extra tough down past the Williamsburg, as they try to yank this broken down truck out of the middle lane. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George, extra 15 to 20 on the upper as they start clearing the midday work. Lower is better. There's nothing great getting you out of town. Lincoln, it's about 20 minutes in or out. 30 to 40 at the outbound Holland. 20 to 30 in from the Skyway. Better, but not perfect. Off of the Newark Bay extension to the Bronx. Southbound side of the Bronx River Parkway, south of Fordham Road near the zoo. It's a crash in the left lane, and it's a crawl all the way on back towards East Gun Hill Road. Traffic is sponsored by Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report is at 4:31. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
See why Mercedes-Benz of Edison is a destination for one of the best customer service experiences you'll ever have. There's no pressure, just a sales team dedicated to making your car buying experience enjoyable and stress-free. Make Mercedes-Benz of Edison your destination for a Mercedes-Benz.
The State Department says if you're traveling abroad to Europe or wherever, or planning to, keep your eyes open, everybody. They've issued an alert now to all U.S. citizens in the wake of the turmoil in the Middle East, advising folks to exercise extra caution with demonstration all over the world where the actors are expressing anger at us, the U.S. and its citizens, for our country's aid to Israel in its war with Hamas. Meantime, attention shifts to the hostages allegedly being held by Hamas in Gaza.
Israel has raised the total number of confirmed hostages to 203. Among them, American Omer Neutral, the grandson of Holocaust survivors, was serving with Israel's defense forces when Hamas launched its attack.
Do you just come at night? And I've been showering so much because I cry in the shower, and I'm just let it out. And then I come out, and I have to refocus again.
And as the fighting overseas continues, a new bulletin obtained by CBS News from the FBI, Homeland Security, and others is warning of new potential threats against Americans and confirms an increase in threats to the Jewish, Muslim, and Arab communities.
Natalie Brand, that, of course, FBI alert in addition to the alert that I just told you about from the State Department on part of American travelers to international places. President Biden will address the nation tonight, meantime, to update us on where we stand in all the chaos that's taking place around the world. This as several Republican candidates vying for the White House in 2024 speaking out about the war in the Middle East.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis flatly denouncing President Biden's $100 million humanitarian aid package to Gaza in a video message.
We know Hamas is going to commandeer that money, and Hamas is going to use it to advance terrorism.
Former Vice President Mike Pence posting on X that there can be no peace until Israel destroys Hamas. And in a New York Post op-ed, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley underscoring Hamas's ties to Iran, saying the U.S. is fighting a monster with three heads: Iran, Russia, and China. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And again, President Biden will speak to the nation tonight, beginning at 8. 10 Winds will cover it live. This other footnote, of course, we mentioned they've canceled the MTV European Music Awards, the EMAs, which were set to air in Paris next month. Organizers say it just doesn't feel like a moment for a global celebration, citing the Israel-Hamas war. They say they'll be back in 2024. Well, the latest auction involves one of the most sought-after Scotch whiskeys on the planet. It costs $1.4 million. Can you believe it? It's a 96-year-old bottle of single malt from Macallan. They're going to unload it on November the 18th, but the advanced bidding starts on November the 1st. A similar bottle sold for about $1.6 million 4 years ago. They say the Macallan 1926 D1 whiskey that every auctioneer wants to sell and every collector wants to own. I want to own it too. Can't afford to get it though. Wins News Time 426. And now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Win. Here's a guy who can afford a 1.6 million bottle of wine.
Are you talking to me?
Uh-huh.
Maybe not, especially if I invested today. It was a kind of a tough afternoon for Wall Street. After a positive morning, Dow lost 251 today. NASDAQ down 128, S&P 500 down 37. That after comments from Fed Chief Jerome Powell, who said to the Economic Club of New York today that the Fed is open to more interest rate hiking. That doesn't usually go well for this market. The world's former top mobile phone maker, now mostly a telecom infrastructure business, cutting jobs, looking to cut more than $400 million from next year's budget. Nokia will eliminate as many as 14,000 positions, 16% of its payroll. With rivals Verizon and T-Mobile offering aggressive incentives and cable providers now offering mobile phone service, growth is tougher for AT&T. It added 468,000 new monthly customers last quarter. That's a growth slowdown, but it also says customers are sticking with the company and its broadband business is accelerating, so AT&T is raising its profit forecast. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26:56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
I appreciate it, Drew. And now this message, Caribbean Food Delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Wins News Time 427.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation and irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Fixaban tablet, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines, such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plan. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
and get ready for the workday. Low-price home heating oil is now available at a fixed price that can save you hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. Don't wait. Call Slovis right now at 866-OIL-DEAL. AccuWeather says increasing clouds tonight, then clouds thicken overnight with a little rain or drizzle arriving. We'll get to a low of 58. Periods of rain and drizzle tomorrow as well, with a high of 64. And then tomorrow night, occasional rain with a low of 58. Saturday, we'll start off rainy, but then it'll become breezy in the afternoon. We'll reach a high of 62. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time at the Tone, 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lori Netton. The Piano Man was in a Long Island state of mind today when the town of Oyster Bay dedicated a street in his name and presented Billy Joel with the key to the town.
Billy Joel accepted the honor, one he said he wasn't sure he wanted because he thought you had to be dead to have a street named for you.
Honestly, I'd rather still be alive and not have the street. But now I've got the best of both worlds.
Later, he said he was humbled.
Who could have predicted this? My mom would have been thrilled. I wish you could see it.
Joel was serenaded by the 6th grade advanced band from James Vernon Middle School. The legendary Musicians Foundation has pledged over $7 million for music education and protection efforts in Oyster Bay Harbor. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Oyster Bay, Long Island.
Wednesday time 4:30. One time for expanded traffic and transit with Greg Rice.
Lori, this is the time they told us they cleared the construction on the inbound George. Looks like they're doing it. You got a better ride on the upper level and moving out of Jersey into New York. Things are moving better on the George on either level. Now, the west side highway is still sluggish, heading up to the George from the 60s. The southbound Deegan, you're at a crawl from the west 230, so there's no great way to get you out of town at this hour. Inbound Lincoln Tunnel, still about a 30-minute ride. The outbound Lincoln, she's got a way of wasting a half hour of your time this afternoon. Nothing easy out of town, and it's a 45-minute wait at the outbound Holland. 30 in from the Skyway, better but not perfect off of the Newark Bay Extension. Now, the eastbound side of the BQE, putting plenty of pressure on your ride home. In fact, you're barely moving at all out of Brooklyn from the Prospect up to Broadway and Queens, where the center lane is out and part of the right lane, too, because of a crash involving a truck. Westbound BQE, extra tough out of Queens past the Williamsburg because of a broken-down tractor-trailer blocking the middle lane. Cross Island and Clearview, both a mess off the Throgs Neck down to the L lane, but the Clearview, the lesser of two evils. And if you're in a jam, call the Barnes Firm traffic tip line at 844-JAM-1010. That's 844-JAM-1010. Traffic sponsored by the Barnes Firm. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
I'm attorney Rich Barnes. If you've been in a car crash, choosing the right firm is crucial to get the help you need and the best result possible.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, the clouds continue to increase across the area this afternoon. The clouds will continue to thicken up as we head through tonight. We'll see a little bit of rain or drizzle arrive toward daybreak, but certainly through the evening hours it will remain mainly dry. Tonight's all about 58 degrees. Temperature's not dropping a whole lot tonight. We are expecting periods of rain and drizzle throughout the day tomorrow. It could slow travel at times, a high of 64. Occasional rain or drizzle tomorrow night, a low of 58. We're still going to be dealing with what looks like a little rain into Saturday morning. But then as we head throughout the day, as we head into the afternoon hours, most of the rain will lift to the north. We'll just have a leftover shower, and the breeze will pick up too as the storm, again, pulls to the north and also starts to strengthen across New England. So a high Saturday about 62 degrees. As the storm continues to pull away, we'll continue to have some stronger winds Saturday night and into the day on Sunday. It's going to be a chilly wind on Sunday with clouds and breaks of sun. Still could be a stray shower in some northern suburbs, but for most of us, it'll be a pretty dry day on Sunday with a high of 56. Real field temps though with that wind in the 40s. 62 degrees and mostly cloudy right now in Midtown. We're going down to 58. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station. 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and 1010 wins, together with United Healthcare and their Oxford products, remind you that self-exams and mammograms may help detect cancer earlier when it's easier to treat. Talk to your healthcare provider about the screenings available to you. Wednesday time, 4:34.